Quality is not an act, it is a habit. Hello, this is the Quality Link, brought to you by the regional network of standard setting bodies which make up the CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards and Quality cross-school. Every month on the Quality Link, we present one national standards body, NSB, to explore, discuss, or just give an update on how individual NSBs are supporting quality of life and business growth through standards, conformity assessment, and the metrology.
Welcome, dear listeners, to a new and enlightening journey into the world of standards and excellence. This episode of CrossQ's podcast features member country Dominica and its National Center of Testing Excellence, the NCTE, a subunit of the Dominica Bureau of Standards, more specifically its laboratory. My name is Naomi Bannis-Sampson, Technical Officer at the Dominica Bureau of Standards, and I am your host for today's episode. Today, I'll be your guide as we delve deep into the intricacies of the NCTE laboratory services that set new benchmarks for quality, precision, and reliability on island and even in the region. We will follow the operations of the lab from its inception and dissect its capabilities. We will also discuss the recent accreditation of the microbiology laboratory at the NCTE and share what that journey was like for the lab. We will also discuss what being accredited means for the lab in terms of their testing quality. Management will join us and share with us the Bureau's vision for the lab and plans for expansion into the regional market. Additionally, we'll bring you a first-hand account from one of the NCTE's valued clients. You'll hear their experience with the lab, the services they've utilized, and how it's transformed their pursuit of excellence. So whether you're a scientist, an entrepreneur, or simply curious about the cutting-edge world of standards and testing, this podcast is your VIP pass to witness the relentless pursuit of perfection at the Dominica Bureau of Standards, NCTE. First up on our guest list is Dr. Ian Lambert, the Technical Manager for the National Center of Testing Excellence. Good day to you, Doctor.
Hello, Naomi. Good day. It is a pleasure to be here to share some thoughts with you on the work of the National Center for Testing Excellence, the NCTE.
All right, let's dive right in. Can you tell us about the National Center of Testing Excellence? Give us a brief history and the objectives of the NCTE.
The National Center of Testing Excellence, NCTE, is a national laboratory. It's a facility attached to the Dominica Bureau of Standards. The laboratory is located in Stock Farm, and the facility was conceptualized between 2001 and 2003, but it actually became fully operational in July of 2018. What do we do here? In a nutshell, what we do at the NCTE, it is divided into two main laboratories, the microbiology laboratory and the chemistry laboratory. And we provide laboratory conformance testing and specialized consumer-based testing services over a range of areas, including food, plant, soil, air, water, and other materials.
Okay, that's very interesting. And you mentioned the microbiology laboratory, and recently I heard some good news that there was a recent publication on the accreditation of the microbiology laboratory. First of all, congratulations on this achievement. And can you just clarify for listeners when the lab was accredited and what is the lab accredited to or for?
Well, the good news is that we have been going through the accreditation process. As early as 2020, we actually began the process. And October 14, 2022, the Bureau of Standards was advised by the National Accreditation Agency of Jamaica, JANAC, that the accreditation approval of the microbiology lab to ISO standard 17025 of 20-something was granted. And it was granted under the following scope, basically testing for a range of microorganisms, including things like total coliform and E. coli, enterococci, total aerobic plate count, yeast and mold, staphylococcus aureus, and heterotrophic plate count. Okay, the accreditation actually became effective on September 20th, 2022. Thus, the microbe lab can now offer, or we offer to our customers, accredited services to the manufacturing, agro-processing, hospitality, and other relevant sectors in Dominica, and we can now also offer these services regionally. Okay, and as I said, the testing can be undertaken for food, feed, and water for the above mentioned scope that I told you about with regard to the range of microorganisms that we can test for.
This is certainly wonderful. And what does this mean for the NCTE in terms of the quality of tests being conducted, as well as the customer perception of the lab?
With regard to the NCTE, what it means is that, as I said, we now offer accredited services to the public as well as the private sector. What that means is that the test results that we generate are accepted anywhere in the world. In terms of conformity assessment testing, they will be accepted, as I said, anywhere in the world, and consumers can have confidence in the results that we generate and the reports and test results that we present to them, so that they can in turn present these test results to either their suppliers or their buyers, who will be interested in ensuring that the quality of produce that they're getting or products that they're getting meet internationally accepted standards.
Yes, that's excellent. So thank you, Dr. Lambert. This was some of the information we wanted to find out from you about the NCTE lab. And
you're welcome. It was really a pleasure being here, and we're always happy to share this information with the public, both domestically and regionally, as to the things we can do and what we can offer at the National Center of Testing Excellence. Thank you.
Joining us is Mrs. Sylvia Lander, Supervisor of the Chemistry Department of the NCTE. A lot of persons are unaware that a laboratory facility, particularly one of this caliber, is available on island or associated with the Dominica Bureau of Standards. Our listeners would like to know what the lab is capable of testing. What are the services that are being offered?
Okay, good day, everybody. I am Sylvia Lander. I am the supervisor, as you say, of the Chemistry and Microbiology Department at the NCTE, which is a unit of the Dominica Bureau of Standards. We are representing the third-party assessment, the confirmatory body, for any customer that would like to test for their product. If they have any project, for example, let's say we have some customers that want to test for water because their aim has at build a water facility. We're testing for soil, for farmers, also for any customer that would like to know about the structure or the nutrient that is present in his soil. We're testing also for water, both chemistry and microbiology, if you want to ensure that your water is potable, same as for recreational water, if the water is safe to bathe. We are assisting manufacturers that developing products. We helping them is what is necessary to test to have a better quality product, and also to be able to put the product on the market with all the safety and quality that is required for the health of everyone that will buy it. We're testing for cosmetic as well, for pharmaceutical, for veterinary drugs, for mycotoxin. We have a large, I will say that, a large variety of samples that we can take care of and that we can advise on to any of the customers. So on a daily basis, we making some testing in chemistry, in microbiology. We receiving the customer, we talking to them, we assisting them in developing their product based on their objectives, and we also trying to assist in beside quality, in efficiency, or I will say better, ensure safety of food, safety of goods, safety of water, and safety also of product that will be used by a consumer and that will be directly in relation with the body or the organism.
Oh, that's a lot of tests that you guys offer. Perhaps you want to tell us a bit about the equipment, the types of equipment that you guys have in the lab, and some of them that are available for conducting some of these tests.
Okay, so at the NCTE, we have state-of-the-art of equipment. We working a lot in collaboration with international agency. We have some national project for Dominica, for example, on food safety. We were having a project 2 years ago also for agrochemical residue in plants, in crops, in soil. So we have some equipment that are able to test for pesticide, for soil, for water, and for food. We also have equipment to test for mycotoxin, to test for the level of antibiotic, because we have you're supposed to have a minimum residue level in some foods. So we are able to test for that with some equipment. I don't want to be too technical, but is equipment that require the technique of chromatography, that is liquid or pure gas, and then mass spectrometry as well. But anytime, you all can always come and visit, so it's better to see and get the explanation at the same time than me telling you about all them kind of fancy words. In microbiology, we also have everything in terms of detecting any bacteria. The most common is the coliform, that we want to don't have in the food or the water because it's a fecal contamination and he giving some foodborne illness. So is that the most that the people want to ensure that they are not present. But we also testing for salmonella, listeria, pseudomonas, all kind of bacteria. We also conducting some simple tests just at pH or solid in water, dissolved or suspended, chloride, chlorine. We testing for nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium, for example, in soil, when you want to know if you have to amend your soil with fertilizer or no, and which type of fertilizer you will need. So we have equipment for that. Also, when you're developing a product, you want to know what they call the nutritional fact, or you want to make your nutritional fact panel. So you want to know the quantity of protein, the quantity of fat, the quantity of carbohydrate, of salt or sugar. So we have equipment also to test for that. As I say, it is better to see. When you come and inquire for anything, we can always make you make a tour of the lab, so you have an idea of what will be done for your sample and see per yourself the quality of equipment that we have available for the customers and for all Dominica.
All right. So let's look at a manufacturer, for example. They are popular, or manufacturers. They are a popular group of people usually seeking testing services. If someone is producing a drink, what tests would you recommend they conduct at the NCTE?
If somebody is developing a drink, you have several types of drink. You can have alcoholic beverages, you can have a simple juice, you can have some tonic tonic water. There is several type of drinks. So based on the drink we advising, some of them don't require the same thing in terms of labeling, because sometimes we have to separate what is required for labeling and what is required to ensure the quality and the safety of the product. So some of the tests that could be required for the quality and the safety of the product will not end up on the label. However, it giving a security to the manufacturer that nobody will get sick with his drink or his product, and also it giving him a safeguard in case of anything happen. He know that he had this product tested and this product is safe. So in terms of labeling now, when it's an alcoholic beverage, for example, you need to put the alcohol content. So we also perform this test at the NCTE. In terms of juice, let's say a fruit juice, a fruit nectar, or because juice have several declinations, but the most important is to test for the pH or the acidity of the juice, which is the most important, because it coming from the fruits that sometimes have more or less sugar or sometimes are more or less acidic. So you have to test for the acidity and the sugar content for a fruit juice, let's say. For the rest now, depend of how you producing your juice and you want to ensure the quality, you have to check sometime what you're using to make the juice. If it's a natural product, most of the time, you want to ensure that the product was not contaminated. I want to say, let's say you're making sugarcane juice. You want to know, for example, up to when it will be good or when it will begin to ferment, what kind of storage it have to be, if it can stay 1 week in the fridge, 2 months in the freezer, or the shelf life is important also for the safety of the consumer. So all this, when you come, based on your product, we advising based on your let's say recipe. You have your recipe since the beginning up to the end. We're trying to talk about the technique, in which environment you're producing the drink in question, what can be corrected if there is any correction to be done, and we assisting in the testing in terms of what is required in terms of quality, but also in terms of labeling.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. If you want to be convinced of something, it is best to hear it, as the saying goes, straight from the horse's mouth. And so today we have with us a client of the NCTE who will share with us their experience having done multiple tests at the lab. Can you tell us your name and the company that you work for?
Good morning. My name is Luanjan Baptiste. I am employed by Jolly's Manufacturing, a manufacturing company based in the island of Dominica. We manufacture products for both pharmaceutical and personal care needs.
How did your relationship with the NCTE of the Dominica Bureau of Standards start, and what has been your experience thus far?
So many years ago, maybe like in the year 2016, when I came back from studying, I became the supervisor of the manufacturing department, and I believed it was my responsibility to get our manufacturing department up to standard as it relates to GMP. So then I reached out to the Dominica Bureau of Standards, and from since then we developed a great working relationship. They have been working with me side by side in the implementation of different standards. They have been testing my products, running stability tests, chemical analysis, microbial tests on our behalf. So over the past, let's say 10 years, our relationship has been good and it has been growing, and I'm pleased. with their work.
Oh, that's wonderful. As a consumer, I often check product labels for any indication of quality and safety, such as the date mark, which indicates the product's shelf life, or the nutrition facts panel for information on nutrients or chemicals in the product. As a manufacturer, how do you ensure that your customers purchase the best quality products and that they are safe for use?
That's an interesting question. As it relates to production of quality products, I believe that Jolly's Manufacturing prides ourselves in that. One of the first ways in which we ensure that our products are of the best quality, we purchase our raw materials from certified manufacturers. So the manufacturers which we purchase our materials from, we ensure that they themselves follow GMP, which is good manufacturing practices. Also, on production of our products, as we said, we send our products to be tested by the Dominica Bureau of Standards, and they do run expiration or shelf life testing on our products. In addition, they quantify the active ingredients in our products to ensure that it is suited for our customers.
Thank you, Ms. John Baptiste, for your kind words, and we hope, like you said, that the relationship between your company and the Bureau continues to grow in strength. It is expected that every organization plans ahead to ensure that their business or services remain relevant, as well as evolve based on the changing needs of their customers. Here to discuss the future of the NCTE lab with us today is Ms. Mara Abraham, the officer in charge at the Dominica Bureau of Standards. Hello, Ms. Abraham.
Hello, Mrs. Sampson, and thank you for having me.
So we heard from two of your officers on what is currently happening at the NCTE laboratory and the services that are being offered. But can you give us some insights into the Bureau's vision for the lab?
Okay, the Dominica Bureau of Standards vision is to position the NCTE as a leading provider of analytical services, both nationally and regionally. As would have been noted, the NCTE operates two labs, one in chemistry and the other in microbiology. So as part of that vision, to be the leading provider of analytical services, we think that paramount is the provision of quality, reliable, and trustworthy services. As such, we have started building our quality management systems to provide that type of service. We started with the accreditation of the labs to ISO 17025. So currently our microbiology lab is accredited into ISO 17025 for food and water in 7 scopes. So as part of the vision, we are looking to expand and increase the number of scopes that we have in the microbiology lab, as well as to get our chemistry lab accredited to ISO 17025. We are also looking at the expansion of the services that the NCTE provide. So we're looking at going into areas such as biotechnology, as well as product development to assist our local manufacturers. We indicated that we want to go to be a leading lab regionally. So the vision is also to be able to export our services to the wider Caribbean, targeting firstly the OECS countries.
You mentioned marketing the available services to the region. Can you tell us which of the lab services are available to the region at present, and how is the Bureau expecting to sustain a regional market?
Well, currently all our services which are accredited are available to the region. We also have services such as in the area of agricultural analysis, where we look at pesticide residues and nutrition, soil nutrition analysis. We also have key services that we can provide to our manufacturers, such as nutritional facts, nutritional fact analysis, alcohol content, shelf life studies. So these are available to members, persons or manufacturers, and even farmers within the region. In terms of sustaining those services, it's our intention to be competitive as it relates to pricing, pursue an active marketing plan for that, and to, of course, ensure that the services that we provide are of top quality.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on this illuminating journey into the world of standards and excellence. In today's episode, we explored the remarkable work being done at the National Center of Testing Excellence, the NCTE in Dominica, a true testament to the pursuit of quality, precision, and reliability. From its inception to its recent accreditation in microbiology, we've delved into the inner workings of the NCTE laboratory and gained insight into its capabilities. We've also had the privilege of hearing from the management team about the vision for the lab and the plans for expansion into the regional market. But perhaps most compellingly, we've heard from one of the NCTE's valued clients. Their story is a testament to the real-world impact of the NCTE's work on businesses and individuals striving for the highest standards. The Dominica Bureau of Standards wishes to extend a hearty thanks to CrossQ for this opportunity to share with the entire region our work here in Dominica. Thank you to our guest speakers who we consider the experts in their field. We would also like to thank you, the listeners, for tuning in to this episode. We hope that you found it interesting and the information shared valuable to you or to your business. We invite you to stay connected with the Bureau via email info@dominicastandards.org or telephone 1-767-275-5921. Or visit our website www.dominicastandards.org. Until next time, I am Naomi Bannis-Sampson, your host today, encouraging you to keep striving for the highest standards in all that you do.
This has been a production of the CrossQ's Marketing, Information, Knowledge Management and Education Technical Committee. Remember to subscribe and see you next time on The Quality Link.